had this idea that, rock and roll can change the world.
Just that hair, right?
Yeah.
I wish I had it now, but actually, there was a very high wind happening.
Always felt like a bit of a charlatan and not quite, right for rock star, and that it was perhaps wasted on me.
Gentlemen, how are we?
Very good, I think.
On the as we speak, the eve of your Australian tour, the first one in 8 years. How does it feel to be back?
Well, I was just saying there, it turns out it's not like riding a bike, and you can fall off, and it could be interesting the first night.
Yeah.
But this is there's some things you shouldn't get too good at.
So you do still get nervous?
Yeah. I feel I want to throw up.
One man comes in the name of love. One man he come and go.
Now you guys are very close to, depending on how you want to look at it, 30 years in the industry. Do you guys see yourselves as being a bit of the elder statesmen of the rock industry?
It depends on what time of day. I think early mornings sometimes, but by the time we're on stage, no way. We can hold our own against any young group. In fact,
yes. I mean, I thought it was apparent that we were doing everything we possibly could to defy gravity, and I'm sorry that it's not working for you. Yeah, no, it's time for the men to see off the boys.
Now, the clip for The Saints Are Coming, I think, sends a very powerful message, and I would assume that's an intentional thing. And do you often wonder or worry about making too much of a political statement at times?
Oh, yeah. Ed, you better answer that.
yeah, well,
you're a neck in it.
Coming from Ireland, sometimes it's a little difficult to go into somebody else's country and stop to see. But
really should have.
Yeah, I never thought about it.
Well, if I didn't know any better, I'd say some of your political activist work is rubbing off on Edge.
Yeah, well,
as a band, we've always had that political awareness. We grew up in an era where politics and music were all the one. The Clash were the band that we looked up to a lot, and Bob Marley. There was no separation really. You just put everything into your songs. John Lennon was a big inspiration.
I mean, religion and politics are the two things you're not supposed to talk about at the table. That's all we talked about in our house, and it seems to be all Irish people talk about when they're at the pub. I mean, it's the U2 thing. It's not really. It's very natural to just who we are as people, and we've always had this idea that rock and roll can change the world. Even if it's just changing the temperature of your bedroom. You know what I mean? Or it certainly changes the way you see out your bedroom window at the world. It did to me as I was growing up, 15, 16. I just listened to John Lennon, as Ed was saying. I thought, wow, everything is possible. And when I got this music in my head, you feel everything's possible, and so much more is possible than you imagine.
Well, Larry, take me back to the day you put the ad in to get all the band together, that first day when everybody turned up to your house. What was it like?
Just tell me who the best guitar player. I mean, it was a punt. It was like my old man was tired of hearing me bashing away upstairs on my own. And just one afternoon he said, look, why don't you just go into school, stick a notice on the board and see if anyone turns up. And I did. He was looking for a jazz band. He was looking for a jazz band. And I think you can just imagine that.
Just with the brushes every now and again.
I think he would have been happy as well.
Now, Bono, I heard you wanted to be a guitarist initially. Or did you walk in and go, I'm going to be the lead singer here? I don't care who came up with the idea.
I wanted lead guitar, lead singer, manager, roadie, anything, anyway.
Lead bit.
That's probably fine. I did try to play lead guitar, which was a bit sad. But luckily enough, it was just the beginning of punk rock. where lead guitar wasn't an issue, so you could, there might have been a chance I could get in there, but Edge was very easy with it all, and see, Edge is not the guy to shove in front of you and say no. He just waits for you to fall on your face, and then he goes, oh, okay, well, maybe I could try that. Shall I try that?
So after a tour like this, been touring for so long, after so many years as well, you probably know each other better than you would know yourself. For example, like who's got the strangest quirk in the group? Any weird habits or anything like that?
Eccentric?
Yeah.
Eccentric.
Or are you just all equally nuts?
Yeah. I think I'm starting to realize that I've always thought that Adam, Edge, and Larry were all very eccentric, and that I wasn't, and I really, I genuinely thought, and now I'm starting to think that I'm either catching it, or no, actually, I wake up and like something happens, like strange things, like my tea arrives the wrong temperature, and I'm going like that. I would never do that. Or I think I might be catching some of this thing. Like
Rockstar disease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People,
very contagious.
Yeah. So I might be. I think we might be all getting a bit odd.
Well, how do you guys deal? Obviously Bono's got a lot of his own stuff going on. How do you guys, as a band, deal with him off gallivanting, saving the world?
I think we're very lucky to have someone who does it so well and so elegantly.
Elegant.
Elegant. That's nice. I just like the fact we got the word gallivant and elegant together within a couple of minutes.
Yeah, no, it's just, it's obviously not an easy thing to do, and Bono is very good at doing it, and it's great to have someone in your band that can actually do that, because it's something that collectively we all kind of support, but somebody actually has to go and do it, and he's the man to do it, and he's good at it.
It's just worth remembering that the reason I get to see popes and presidents and politicians is not because they're listening to our music. It's because they're listening to our audience. They're afraid of particularly the age group 18 to 30, which is the rock audience a lot of the time. And that's people who often haven't made up their mind where they're going to vote. And so they want to placate me because they want to placate our audience. That's what's going on. That's really what's going on.
So let's say that first meeting at Larry's place, it was a complete cock-up. You all hated each other. Everybody went their separate ways. What would you each be doing, do you think?
I'd probably be playing rhythm guitar, I think.
Well, it would be a one-man band somewhere.
I think we'd have gone back the next day.
What would you have done?
I think we'd have gone back the next week and done it again. What else were we going to do?
Gardening?
See, me, zookeeper. I'd be a zookeeper.
Zookeeper's good. What about you, Edge? What would you have done?
I don't know. Whatever it would be, it would not be as interesting, that's for sure.
A big thank you, you too. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
That was great. You carried me, let's not deny it.